As Commander-in-Chief, President Bush is ultimately the main person who will either get the credit for success in Iraq or most of the blame for failure there. Yet right now, some are asking who's accountable for some of Iraq's problems. Let's bring in CNN's Brian Todd. He's joining us in Washington with more. Brian?
Wolf, in this election cycle, those questions are inevitable, but recently they've been directed toward the men waging this war on the ground. The number one issue in this election and the political blame game now extends to the commanders. Just after President Bush reinforces his loyalty to Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld, this exchange between Wolf Blitzer and House Majority Leader John Boehner.
Let's not blame what's happening in Iraq on Rumsfeld.
But he's in charge of the military.
But the fact is, the generals on the ground are in charge, and he works closely with them and the president.
Boehner then fends off a swarm of criticism from Democrats, later praises U.S. generals for doing a heroic job in Iraq. But one military analyst says the generals should share some of the blame because they have the responsibility and the right to go straight to the president and ask for more troops if they feel they need them. And the president has publicly said he'll accommodate.
I will send more troops to Iraq if General Casey says I need more troops in Iraq to achieve victory.
So why have the generals held back?
My sense is that, yes, the generals have a great deal of responsibility here, have a great deal of authority in terms of setting the right number of forces on the ground in Iraq, and have concluded that they do not want, on balance, to have more.
But two other military analysts we spoke to say even if the generals wanted more troops, they know better than to ask their two civilian commanders.
There's no doubt about the fact that Rumsfeld has created a climate in which people who go against his policies know it's not going to be well received.
This afternoon, a Pentagon spokesman labeled that charge complete nonsense, an insult to the integrity and an assault on the character of senior military officers. Those generals have also repeatedly denied being reluctant to ask for more troops. Wolf?
I suspect this debate, Brian, is only getting started. Thanks very much for that, Brian Todd, in Washington. Meanwhile, for the first time today, we're learning important details